Alpha males cannot control a sigma male. This reality terrifies them because it breaks the very foundation of their authority. I used to think dominance was about who could shout the loudest or hold the most space. The harsh truth is that real power is silent, and it belongs to the man who simply refuses to participate in the game. If you stay until the end, I will show you how the sovereign mindset makes you invincible to social pressure. By the time this video finishes, you will understand the exact psychological triggers that leave traditional leaders feeling powerless. Number 1. Refusal to compete. The alpha feels a visceral threat when he loses his stage to a man who won't acknowledge the competition. The sigma achieves peak results. He ignores social scoreboards entirely. This reveals a deep identity fragility in the alpha. Without a rival to crush, he has no way to measure his own worth. Imagine a gentleman sitting in the corner of a high-stakes meeting, enjoying his solitude while others bark for attention. While alphas beg for the spotlight to feel valid, the crowd is magnetically drawn to the man who doesn't even see the stage. The alpha is left with a bruised ego because his victory has been rendered completely meaningless. Number 2. Indifference to positional titles. The alpha feels a massive threat because his entire sense of self is built on a chain of command he spent years trying to manipulate. A sigma evaluates directives based purely on logic and merit. He ignores the official rank of the person speaking. This exposes the alpha's over-reliance on image. It reveals the terrifying realization that his status is just a social construct. The crowd will bow to a title, but true respect only flows to the sigma, who requires proof of competence before he moves a muscle. The alpha feels a deep frustration because he cannot command obedience through his badge or his desk alone. Number 3. Neutrality under public testing. The alpha fears public embarrassment when a dominance display fails to trigger any emotional reaction from his target. The sigma remains emotionally neutral during high-pressure tests. He addresses the substance while ignoring the power play. This reveals the alpha's emotional volatility. His power is exposed as a performance that requires the victim's fear to function. Most men flinch or fight back in anger, but the sigma's absolute stillness makes him the most intimidating person in the room. The alpha eventually withdraws, feeling exposed by the utter emptiness of his own aggression. Number 4. Effectiveness without visibility. The alpha is threatened by high-level success that he cannot track, claim credit for, or exert any control over. The sigma fixes systemic problems quietly. He produces massive value behind the scenes without needing a single announcement. This triggers performance anxiety in the leader. It proves that constant meetings and leadership are often completely unnecessary. Alphas must shout their wins to feel real. Sigmas let their results create a ripple effect that speaks louder than any boast. The alpha feels insecure because he cannot control a force that he cannot see or monitor. Number 5. Organic influence. The alpha feels a sharp threat when informal power shifts toward the sigma because of genuine trust rather than rank. The sigma inspires others based on consistent judgment. He builds a track record of being right without ever seeking alliances. This reveals the alpha's sense of entitlement. He realizes that loyalty cannot be commanded, only earned through integrity. The average man begs for followers. People choose the sigma precisely because he is the only one not asking for them. The alpha feels threatened by a phantom leadership that he can neither see nor dismantle through traditional force. Number 6. Detection of hidden motives. The alpha fears a man who sees through the unspoken game and recognizes manipulation the moment it begins. A sigma listens and analyzes patterns before speaking. His response bypasses the alpha's surface-level charm. This exposes the alpha's superficiality. It reveals that his loud voice is often a mask for self-serving interests. The crowd thinks the loudest man is in charge until the sigma speaks once and settles the matter forever. The alpha feels exposed and eventually avoids the sigma to prevent any further scrutiny of his true intentions. Number 7. Internal validation only. The alpha is terrified of an operator who is completely immune to social pressure, promotions, or threats of exclusion. A sigma measures his success against his own internal standards. He ignores what society dictates. This reveals the alpha's external dependency. His sense of power vanishes without a pack to cheer him on. The alpha needs a pack to feel like a king, but the sigma is a king even when he is completely alone. The alpha feels diminished by a man who truly does not need him or his system to survive. Number 8. The ability to leave instantly. The alpha feels a massive threat when he realizes he has no leverage over a man who is not attached to the outcome. A sigma can walk away from any situation, job, or relationship the moment it no longer aligns with his values. This reveals the alpha's fear of abandonment. He relies on keeping others trapped in his hierarchy to feel secure. Most men stay out of fear or a need for belonging, but the sigma's lack of attachment makes him impossible to chain. The alpha feels powerless because you cannot threaten a man who is perfectly comfortable being alone. Number 9. The refusal of revenge. The alpha feels threatened by a man who moves on instantly rather than staying obsessed with the conflict. A sigma ignores the alpha's provocations and focuses entirely on his next move and personal growth. This reveals the alpha's need for validation. He wants to be important enough to be hated, but the sigma gives him nothing. The average man wastes energy on a grudge, while the sigma's indifference renders the alpha's entire existence irrelevant. The alpha remains furious and obsessed, while the sigma has already forgotten the alpha's name. The friction between the alpha and the sigma exists for one simple reason. You cannot break a man who creates his own world. Your strength is not a performance, and it is far too deep for those who rely on social scripts to ever reach. While others exhaust themselves chasing titles and external validation, your power comes from an internal foundation that nothing can ever take away. The alpha's fear is merely a reflection of your sovereign mindset, a reminder that you are a master of your own destiny, untethered by the need for a pack. You don't need to shout to be the most powerful person in the room. You just need to keep being the man who refuses to play their games. True power doesn't ask for permission, and it never needs an audience.